Okay. It's starting. Does it show up on yours, Mama? Does it show up? Do you see it? All right, all right. So, Mama, welcome, welcome. How are you doing over there? Ah,
on the continent.
I'm so
I'm
sorry.
loving every second.
I'm so sorry, Mama. I actually, yeah, but go ahead. You tell me about today once more. I had you holding there for a second. Sorry about that, Mama. Welcome, Mama. Welcome. Welcome to another live one.
Yes, I see. It's live.
Yes. Yes. So you say it's the winter over there, right? It's not summer, it's winter?
It's winter in June, July, and August. A lot of rain, a lot of cold, damp air. But today the sun is shining. And
Wonderful.
I love Africa. I'm so happy here. I love every second of it. It's just a beautiful day, and I am situated in a spot where it's a beautiful surrounding, and people are going and coming. So I am truly blessed that He put me here where I
Wonderful.
am.
That is wonderful, Mama. That's wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. You know. Yeah, over here in the States, which is weird. Jersey had a lot, tons of rain, and New York as well, same area. We've been getting a lot of rain. The weather hasn't been the way it's normally is, because we know that the times have changed. The times have changed. I would say that we are living in the times of the Father. Okay, because I think people's are awakened, and their spirit is slowly being connected back to the Father. And I'm speaking that on behalf of the Bantu. Okay, not the whole world. On behalf of the Bantu.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. 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 So, um, as the day, today we're gonna cover another book. Obviously, the first one was the first book was that you've mentioned, that you read the other day. It was just a tidbit of what's to
Yes,
come, right?
that's correct. That's correct.
Yeah. This is you seem to be far, Mama. Are you near or is it just the reception?
I think it's just a reception.
Oh, that sounds
Um,
perfect. Whatever you did right there, it's perfect now. now, now you
I
seem
moved. I just moved the phone closer to me. I'm sitting at my on my couch in my
uh
sitting room, but I also have a TV table, which my laptop is on, and my phone. So I just pulled the phone closer to me. That's all.
oh, okay, okay. That sounds perfect. Now you sound perfect. Now I can hear your wonderful voice, you know?
And I'm going to try to keep my tone down so it doesn't seem like I'm yelling and screaming. I get so your mom. I get so excited that my voice goes up in a couple of octaves. But I'll try to stay calm, stay peaceful, and remain the sweet old lady that I am.
Mama, we're not white people, okay?
You don't have to tell me that story. You know how many times we tell our children, "Can you guys calm down? Inside voice, please."
Yeah. That's nonsense. We got that. Listen, I'm all about us being expressive. I want the Muntu to be expressive, you know? To
It's
be,
time, isn't it?
yeah, it's time. It's time. It's time. Definitely, it's time. Definitely. Well, here we go. Welcome, family. Welcome to Muntu na Bantu, and this is Mind Theorist Narrowcast. I am joined by our precious mama. You there, mama? You still there?
I am here and I'm ready to rock and roll.
That's right. But welcome, family, and the floor is all yours, mama. The floor is all yours. This is episode, 011 of the Mind Theorist. Okay, mama, the floor is all yours.
Okay, today we're going to talk about the first book that I published. And the first book came out, I thought, of a need for women drivers, because I grew up with a mechanic father. That's what he did on the half on his days off. He would fix the cars in the neighborhood, and he would, of course, have his sons out there with him. But some of the girls, like me, being that I love being around my father, I would go out there to help him, pass him a wrench or pass him or whatever and ask questions. So I was always abreast of how the car operated. So when my husband would tell me, take the car to the station and have them to check the oil and the different fluids, I would stand close to the car and watch, because I knew what was under the hood. So one day, a friend of mine, I asked her when was the last time that she checked the oil or checked the air in the tires. And she said, "I didn't know you have to do that." Yeah, well, a lot of women, we get in the car, we just put the gas in the car, I'm telling her, and we just point the car the way it should go, but we should actually know what happens if our car breaks down. And if we lift up the hood, we should know what we're looking at. So that was a conversation I was having with her. So I thought to myself, you know what? I think I'm going to write a book about what every woman should know about a car before it breaks down. The maintenance of a car is very important. As women, we're going to the grocery store, we're picking up our children, we're running errands for the household, we're going to pick up things for our husbands. So we're on the road a lot as women, mostly by ourselves. In my era, the husband was always at work. So I thought I would put together a book, a simple book, a how-to book for women on how not only to maintain their car, how to find an honest mechanic, when and why we check the air in our tires, why the tires must be rotated, things like that. So I put the book together and published it in 2014. It gets a lot of sales, but that's why I published that first book in 2014. What every woman should know about her car before it breaks down.
That's right.
So um, I'm going to read a little bit from the book, but I also wrote a book, and I'll read a little bit from it in our next podcast. What every new driver should know about a car and how to
Hmm.
maintain it. And I wrote it for the teenagers because at that time, my teenagers were starting to get their driver's education, their permit, and it's very important that they know what to do and how to do as new drivers. So those three books is a series: what every woman should know about a car, and what every new driver should know about a car. And I wrote one for the boys and one for the girls. And so I put a lot of good things in there for the teenagers, to not only to maintain their car, but things they need for emergency in their car.
Hmm.
Emergency caution. You don't let everybody come to your car, especially girls, females, when your car is broken down, roll up your window. So there's a lot of good advice in these little how-to books, and they're doing very well. They've been on online for 9 years now, actually. So that's why I wrote that book.
Mm.
So, do you have any questions before I read a little bit from the book?
Yes, yes. Actually, the lady that you that inspired she inspired you, right? She pretty much inspired you
Yes,
to write
yes.
it. Now, when the book came out, what was her reaction?
She was very happy because you know what? She was an English professor.
Uh-huh.
And so she helped me to edit the book. And when it came out, she was just so happy. She, went around
How about
to
that?
her friends
Uh-huh. How about that?
and bragged about the book that was written for her.
Right.
And so it was a big thing in 2014 because it wasn't not a lot of us online writing books. So
Mm.
my aspiration was to just write how-to books.
Right.
So that's what I was inspired. So my first six books was how-to books, and it was fun. Um, and I've always written, but I never thought about. I thought that to publish a serious book, you needed a publisher, you needed the big guys. So I would always write and keep my transcripts on the side. But then, of course, I got unction from the Most High to start putting my books out. And a young man, he wasn't a young man, he was a professor. He told
Mm.
me that I had a New York Times bestseller in my belly. And he told me, if you can't stop writing. He said, you write wonderfully, you have a gift. So now I'm writing my novels. So the first novel that I'm going to publish, I read the other day. So these six books that's out there are really how-to books. But
Mm.
sometimes you just need to grab a book really quickly and read how to do whatever you're trying to do. So that's how that came about.
Mm.
And the name of my company back then in 2014 was Mordella's Facts.
Mm.
So, so Mordella's Facts was my business, and I would publish and write articles on how to. Um, the how to world is very lucrative.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to get on board with that. So that's how it all started. So I've been doing it for 9 years, but I have a lot of books sitting on the side that I'm working on. And so I will write until the end of the century. I promised my grandchildren that I would write, and I would continue to write, and I would encourage the young people in my family
Right.
to write. To write. My son is an author. Anthony, he's an author. He writes children's books, and
Uh-huh.
so it runs in your DNA. The gift that you have was given to you when you were born.
Right.
And sometimes we know we have a gift, but we sit it to the side and we never we never function in our gifts. So I'm
Mm.
functioning in the gift that he gave me when I was born to write.
Yeah, and you know, if you're not functioning within your gifts that Tanzambi is giving you, you're never going to be satisfied. It's like when you're thirsty. You know, if you're thirsty and you haven't drank the water, in this case, the water, your spiritual water, you're still going to be thirsty. You're going to be thirsty until you become obedient to Tatanzambi's mission for you, right? Now, whether it's
That's
Tatanzambi's
correct.
mission or it's a mission that you agreed with Baba Mungu, that's a whole different story. But if you're not living within your divine nature, right? Divine purpose, within the divinity, life is going to be difficult. And guess what? And then intuitively in your spirit, you know that something is off too when that happens. You know what I
Yeah,
mean, man? You
that's true.
know it.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
It's
so
true. It's true. And we can never run away from our gifts. We can put our gifts down to the side and
mm-hmm.
always complain to him about, we need this or we need that, and we need a breakthrough. And he's saying, I've
Mm-hmm.
given you a gift, and connected to that gift is your success, your wealth. What if Stephen King never wrote
Wow.
or never published his books?
Yeah.
He's one of the wealthiest authors in the world. There's his gift. It came natural to him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Maya Angelou, she wrote. Toni
Mm-hmm.
Morrison, she wrote, because that was their gifts. And your gifts come easy for you. Some people, they're artists, and it just comes out of their head. Their art just comes out of their spirit. They just paint beautiful paintings and pictures and colors and sculpture. So we're all gifted with something.
Mm.
So once you pick up your gift, because you can't shake it, it's really satisfying to you when you're working within your gift. There's a satisfaction behind it,
Mm-hmm.
that this is what you were born to do.
Yeah.
So I implore anyone that has a gift, dust off the dust and start digging into the gift that he's given you, and you know what gift that is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know that getting it.
Yeah. So family, my Bantu books, I have yet to put them in the description because there's a few things that I need to do. So this way it would be effective for Mama Bantu, where she'll be able to track the engagement. Okay, so when I put the links in the description, family, please do go ahead and go check out the books, and at the same time purchase some of the books. Okay, put it this way: purchase all of the books. Okay, purchase all of the books. So this way you can follow along as we cover all of her books on here on Mind Theorist Authors Reviews. Okay, family. So the floor is
Yeah,
yours, Mama. I've
that's
got
true.
I got questions
And
for you.
the books. Okay, okay.
Yeah. No, no, go ahead, Mama. No, I was just saying that. Don't worry.
Oh,
Don't. I said, don't
okay,
worry. You can go ahead
okay,
and read us
okay,
part of your book, but just know that I do have questions for you. I'm gonna put you
okay.
on
All
the
right.
yeah.
So the books are electronics books, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, everybody had a Kindle and everyone was reading a book off of their Kindle. So I wanted to um, get into the Kindle family. And how do you get to the Kindle family? I was thinking, how do you write an electronic book? How do you get your book published? How do you market your book? So that started back then. So because I'm an avid reader and I read from Kindle. I read from Kindle and audiobooks. Those are my
Mm-hmm.
two favorite things, to lay in the bed, cuddle up with the pillow, with either my laptop or my um, tablet, and read. And if I get sleepy, I'll go to my audiobooks and let them read to me. So they, Amazon they always send you a report about the books and the publishing. And it says 46 million people ordered a book from Amazon, 46 million. In the last, they give you a report every 6 weeks. So in the last 6 weeks, 46 million people ordered a book from Amazon Kindle.
Wow.
So it's big business. People have things to say in their belly. They were born an author. It's time to get on board and put in writing what you have on your mind and in your heart. Take some of the wisdom that you have, put it in an electronic book, and make money. It's simple as that, really, because people like to read books. People travel on airplanes. They're reading their Kindle. They travel at the train station. You see they're sitting at the beach. They're sitting at the park reading a book from Kindle. So it's a lucrative society to be a part of. And I am happy that I write. I'm happy that he gave me the gift to write. I'm happy for it because I've always been an imaginative person. I like to talk, and I don't want no comments from you, Mr. Silverback.
No comment. No comment.
No comment.
No comment.
No comment. So there's a lot of things that I have to say, and sometimes I'll just write it down, or I'll think about writing it down. And if an idea comes to me, I'll write it down, and then I'll put it to the side for something else to work on and to add to, because our gifts and our ideas are never ending. Right. So I'm going to read a little part of this book, things that every woman should know about her car before it breaks down. I'm just going to read a page or two. Nice. One of the biggest problems that many women face is not knowing enough about their cars. Do you know how to find an honest mechanic that you can trust? Can you troubleshoot your car problems and solve them? Do you know the lemon laws and your rights with an as-is purchase? Do you know what emergency items every woman should have in her car? Caring for the automobile correctly is your responsibility. After reading this book, you will no longer be intimidated by the unknowns of car maintenance. You will learn how to keep your car well maintained. In order for you to get more value out of it, you will also be able to share your new knowledge with your friends and families, your girlfriends and family. And you will be empowered, an empowered partner. This is very important, with your mechanic in keeping your car in good running condition. Because I found out that as a woman, that's a small synopsis with the book covers, but I found out as a woman, a mechanic will see you coming. He knows that you don't know about a car, and he will rip you off. Everyone knows that.
Yes.
Everyone knows that. I remember one time my husband said, it's your cistern belt. As far as making that loud scream when you start up. He said, go down to the mechanic and tell him to change that belt. Well, with the guy seeing me coming, he took all of my belts out.
Wow. That's crazy.
He took all of my belts out. So I'm standing there and I'm watching him. So I stepped to the side and I called my husband. I said, he just removed all of my belts, telling me it's best for me, since I'm going to change one belt, to change them all. The fan belt. I mean, he just went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So he put all the belts up. So I went to the side and I called my husband. I said, this Mechanic just took all my belts out, telling me that I need to replace all the belts under the hood. He said, put them on the phone. So I put them on the phone. The man handed me back the phone. He said, I will put all your belts back on. He said, I'm just going to change the cistern belt. Because I was a woman walking in the mechanics world, not knowing that you cannot do anything, one, unless I okay it. You had no right to remove any belt but the belt that I said was making the noise.
Wow.
You cannot remove the belts. Anything that you do to my car, you have to get my approval first, which is very important. A lot of women don't know. I have gone into car dealers, and they have me to sign up for credit, a line of credit with their company. And whatever my car needed, he told me, then I can just put it on my credit card. Well, I'm thinking to myself, for one thing, I said, well, so how much? I said, so what you're saying, how much is it going to cost? He said, it's going to cost about $4,800 to do what I need to do. He went on. So I let him explain himself. And I said, you know what? I will get another opinion. That's what I told him. He said, oh, you don't need to get another opinion. This is, and so when I walked out, I scratched him off because he is not an honest mechanic.
That's right.
There's a lot of mechanics out here that takes advantage of women. And if you don't know what you're doing, when he lifts up the hood, I stand close to the hood. And I said, can you please check my brake fluid? Can you check the water in my battery? Can you check the water in the radiator? In other words, check all my fluids, check my transmission fluid. He said, oh, how do you know about so much about a car? He said. I said, because I politely said, because I drive the car.
That's
so
right.
Don't you think every woman should know about her? Don't you think every woman should know? And I'm all sweet, acting stupid and dumb. I said, well, don't you think that all women should know about their car? He said, yeah, but most women come in here and they don't know anything about their car. And I said, I think it's time for me to get my tires rotated. And he looked at me. He stepped back and looked at me. He looked at my tire. And I said, rotate my tires, put the back on the front and the front on the back. Because if you walk into someone's home and you're knowledgeable about what's going on with your car and what your car needs, then they can't take advantage of you, for one thing, because they will take advantage of you. Men take advantage of girls. That's as old as ancient as ancient.
Unfortunately.
Boys take advantage of girls. That's what they do. So it's very important for us as a driver to understand how to maintain our car. I remember one time my husband told me, and this was in the 70s, he told me, go stop and put oil in the car. Have the guy check, pull the rod out, check the oil, and make sure that you have enough oil in your car. Well, Miss Do Everything Me didn't do it. I said, I'll do it in a couple of days. I'll do it in another couple of days. So he assumed that I had put the oil in the car until my car broke down one day. Had blew a rod, no oil. My husband was not very happy. And he told me, you see, I work out of town for so long and then I come back. You have to understand that the car cannot run off of, and back then we had cheap cars. We didn't have any money. We bought cars for $200, a little Fiat, $200. The ones that would break down and you had to pop the clutch to get them started. Yeah, we've been through that. So that was a biggest lesson for me to understand that the car must be lubricated. There's pistons in the engine and so forth and so on that need to be lubricated. So getting an oil change and having your oil checked by a mechanic when you drive in, please check my oil, sir. And he'll say, oh, you're good. Oh, you're 1 quart low, or whatever. But this is a machine.
That's right.
And a machine, in order for a machine to run correctly as it was designed to run, we as female drivers need to understand how to maintain our car. Even if we go into the mechanics and say, hello, sir. And I always go in there and say, hey, can you check the air in my tires? Can you check under the hoods for me? And they'll check it. Oh, you're good. You're good. Oh, how my oil? It's good. Oh, everything's good, ma'am. Everything's good. He said, come back next week, yo, and I will rotate your tires or whatever he'll tell me. He said that your oil is a little dirty. It's almost time for an oil change. Now, see, these are the things as a woman we need to know.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean the oil is dirty? It's time to change your oil. That's why you have the mechanic to check your oil, to see if your oil is clean or your oil is dirty. So if your oil is dirty, it puts more pressure on the engine.
Yes.
The production of the engine and the pistons and everything needs to be oiled. So these are some of the things in the book that you begin to learn so that you can maintain your car. Even if you don't put your hands on the car, when you break down and you open up the hood and you call triple A, they're going to say, well, what seems to be the problem?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
instead of saying, I don't know, you say, well, I think my radiator is out of water because it's steaming. Or I hear a knock, knock, knock in the engine. They want at least something. You tell them something. Oh, I have a flat tire. Okay, we're on our way. My car is shaking on the left side, right side. So you have to be a part of the diagnosis of your car, talking to a mechanic, and you don't walk in there silly Millie that doesn't know anything because they're going to take advantage of you.
okay. Yeah, Mama. That's very, very true. Very, very true. So Mama, I know what the viewers, as you're speaking, to say, males, to be specifically, males would say, Mama Bantu, how did you acquire this information that you're able to write a book for the women
Well,
in regards to cars, obviously,
the first thing you do is ask Google. I asked Google. I said, well, how often should I rotate my car, my tires? How often should I get a oil change? What are the fluids under my car? And why are they important? So I compiled the information from Google, from AAA, Automobile Club, and asked questions and compiled the information.
Yeah.
I went on YouTube and asked questions. How do I know that it's time for an oil change? And the mechanics on YouTube would tell you. So instead of a person trying to do the research alone, I compiled the information into a book for women, young girls, whoever is ready to drive, with the correct information. I even called the AAA because I'm a member of the AAA. And I asked the AAA, and I put it in my book, some of the questions, and I documented what they told me and put it in my book.
Wonderful.
It's very important to compile information. One of the problems that women have when they break down on the road at night is anybody that drives up behind them, they think that person came to help. You don't roll your window down for anyone
Mm. There you go.
because there's bad boys. There's bad boys out there ready to take advantage of women that are unaware.
Mm-hmm.
So I did break down one night. My car broke down one night, and somebody came up behind me. I cracked the window just an inch. He said, "What seems to be the problem?" I said, "That's okay, sir. I'm waiting for AAA," and rolled my window back up.
That's right.
Because you just don't step out the car
uh,
to a stranger and he'll say, "Oh, let me take you to the gas station. Oh, you ran out of gas. No, I'm waiting for AAA. Thank you." Roll the window back up.
yeah. Wow.
Because we're very vulnerable out on the streets. One, with our car.
Mm-hmm.
Two, because men, they like to help. There's honest men out there that would like to help.
Mm-hmm.
But you cannot trust anyone when you're driving by yourself to attend to your car. You have to call the professionals to attend to your car.
Mm.
Um, and that's just the way it is. That's life.
Yeah.
And when I broke down, the children would be in the back, my boys would be in the back, and I would break down. Couldn't get a hold of Daddy. I would pray,
Mm.
"Father, send the right person to help me," and the
Right.
right person will come and help me.
Right. You know, Mama, this book is almost as if it's a warning for the sisters. You understand,
Yes,
right?
very much so.
It's more like a warning for those who may say, I'm a woman, who rely on their femininity to get assistance, right? Who rely on their looks to get the males to assist them, because sometimes
Yeah,
some women may just say, I don't need to know this information. My brother, my husband, and
it's
who,
true.
you know,
It's true.
yeah. What do you say to those women?
Well, to each his own. Buy the book and give it to a young girl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Buy the book and give it to a young college student that just purchased her first car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Buy the book and read it. So when you step up before the mechanic, you'll understand the dynamics of what's going on with your car. Maybe you can't get a hold of Uncle Harry or
Mm-hmm.
your husband's too far away to come and help you.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right.
You, I'm a very dainty woman, very dainty. I like to fix up. I like my nails look the same way.
Mm-hmm.
So if something's happening to my car, I don't go digging around in the car like a mechanic.
That's right, Mama.
I stand there like a lady,
Uh-huh.
pop the hood, put it
Yeah.
up, and
Mm-hmm.
look.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with looking. I don't want to get dirty,
Yeah.
but I'm looking under my car and and trying to diagnose what's going on. First of all, before I get out of the car, I look at the gas gauge. Did I run out of gas? Or I lift the hood up to see if there's anything steaming under there. I don't touch anything.
Mm-hmm.
But certain things you have to be wise about because you're driving a machine.
Yeah. Yes.
You're driving a driving machine. Should I get my engine steamed and cleaned? And
Yeah.
when should I get my engine steamed and cleaned
Yeah.
under the hood?
Yeah.
There's a lot of things mechanically going on um, with a car and the owner of a car that if you don't do it, you need to be able to supervise someone to do it for you.
Yeah. Is the engine liquid coolant? Do I still is this
Yeah.
did I run out of it, Did
Yes. Yes.
did
Yes.
the
Yeah.
alternator stop functioning,
Yes.
there's
Yes.
There's many
Yeah.
things that you should be aware of. Now, Mama,
Yes. Yeah.
the question is, I think you should give people an idea of what your husband used to do, so this way they can get an idea as to the background from which the background that you have, in addition to the knowledge that you acquire from the internet. I think they should also have an idea the person that you were next to, right? His mindset and what was his profession, so this way they can understand. Because you
Well,
understand me?
first of all, like I said at the beginning, my father was a car mechanic. My brothers are car mechanics, so
Mm-hmm.
I always hung around them,
Mm-hmm.
to see what they were doing. I was just interested. My thing was if I hang around my father while he is fixing the car, he's going to tell me to start the engine. Oh boy,
Mm-hmm.
my foot could barely fit the pedal. And he'll give us some gas, baby, give us some gas. And,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember the first time, I'm thinking about 15 now, about 15 or 16, he said, take the car for a spin around the corner. Oh, my heaven, I was a happy girl.
Mm-hmm.
So it was fun for me to be around my father because my father was, he was one of those ones that fixed everything.
Mm-hmm.
He fixed everything. He fixed the roof. He redid the basements and put in paneling and all this stuff. So he was always there. But the girls that wanted to be around him, me and my sister, he allowed us to come and he would explain everything to us. So that's where I just got a, a love for fixing things. So I would fix everything around my house. Anything that broke, I would fix it. Computer broke. I've been working on computers since the 80s. If it breaks, I'm going to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
So my husband was an aerospace engineer. So he was busy. He was busy all the time. He worked at Raytheon, and so if they would have a contract, he would work. He would go out of town to work, and so not all the times he was there, but he trusted my intelligence to keep the car running, take care of his home, take care of his sons, which brought joy to my life. But he could talk car to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when's the last time you put fluid in the windshield wiper fluid? Go to AutoZone, get some fluid and put it in there, or have one of the boys put it in there. So we maintained the car together, even though he was out of town, because it was something that I had been doing since I started driving at 19.
Mm-hmm.
You
Wonderful.
see,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
so 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 it's something. I think everything that we're in charge of, we should know about because people would take advantage of us because we don't know. So I remember this is a quick story. I'm gonna tell real quick. It has nothing to do with the cars. I'm gonna tell this story. It was about 1985. They told me you need your computer doesn't have a USB port. I said USB. What's a USB port? I had the big dinosaur computer with the heavy CPU and the heavy this and everything was heavy. And I said, well, how much is that going to cost? He said, $150. So I said, oh, $150. I don't have $150. So I went to Fry's. Fry's is a
Mm.
big electronic store in San Diego. So
Mm-hmm.
I went there to ask the guy, what is a USB port? He said, oh, come, I'll show you. I said, oh, so that's a USB port. So how do you get it in the computer? So he stood there and explained to me how to install the USB port. I said, well, how much is the USB port? He said, $8. I said, $8. I said, $8? Why is he charging me $150 to put this thing in? I said, so what do I do? Well, I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
buy it. So what I do? He said, unscrew the back of the computer. He said, there's only one port that
Mm-hmm.
this fits. So he said, there's a window there. Knock
Mm-hmm.
that window out. Slide this in, it will go, the circuits will all meet up.
Mm-hmm.
I said, is that it? He said, yeah, you see this wire right here? I said, yeah. He said, then you plug it in. There's only one place in the back of the computer that this goes in. So you plug it in, you put the back on the computer, you turn the computer on, and you have a USB port.
So he
And
was
I was
nice.
driving home.
No, he was
He was
nice.
very nice.
Because most
No, he
women.
was nice. No, no, no. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about a man.
Mm-hmm.
A man likes to come to a woman's rescue.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go, and I'm talking to all the girls, don't
Mm-hmm.
try to do everything yourself because a man is there to do it for us.
That's
So I
right.
went in there as a dumb young girl asking him questions. He spilled his guts. So every weekend I would go and ask him questions about a
Mm-hmm.
computer.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
He was so happy to explain to me. Oh, come over here. Let me show you, man. So how do I do it when I get home? Oh yeah. Oh, he's teaching me, and I'm
Mm.
learning. So
That's
I
right.
called I called my husband. I said, guess how much this USB port costs? He said, how much? I said, it didn't even cost $10. I said, so why is this guy charging me $150 to put this USB port in the computer?
It was the
I said,
labor.
why? He said, because no, he said, because you don't know and he knows.
Well,
I
yeah,
said, oh.
exactly. Yeah, that too. The labor.
He said
Yeah.
he
Yes.
could charge. He said he could charge you very very small amount,
Yeah.
but you don't know. So he
Yeah.
charges you whatever he feels like he can charge you because you don't know. You don't know how to install it. You don't
Yeah.
know anything about the USB port. And I thought to myself, well,
Yeah.
I bet I'm gonna know. I bet I'm gonna know from now on.
That's right, Mama. That's that. Listen, family. Whoever has the skills and the
The knowledge.
knowledge, they will charge whatever they desire. Right? It's their prerogative. They can charge you
It's their
whatever.
prerogative.
Yeah. They
They're in
can.
business. They're in
Yes.
business to make money. My husband said
Mm-hmm.
he's in business to make money. He's
Yeah.
in business, excuse me, to make money. He's in business to make money. So he's making money by charging you
Mm-hmm.
what cost him $10. He's in business to make money off what's going on. So
Yeah.
from that point on, I would unscrew the computer and fix it, whatever it was going on.
Mm-hmm.
I would ask them, how do you put a partition? How do you put different RAM, more this? And I
Mm-hmm.
learned by just going back and forth to the store asking questions because as women, especially the women like myself that ran the household, raised sons, I had to know and understand different techniques and different things because I was the one that ran the home.
Mm-hmm. That's
And
right.
I was the one that was responsible for the money intake and the money going out.
Mm-hmm. And you had
So some
a.
people are not like that. Some people would love they just rather to pay someone else to do it, but that wasn't me.
Yeah. Yeah. That's wonderful, Mama. This is wonderful. 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 So, Mama, since you've written this book, I'm gonna give you now. I'm gonna give you a challenging question, and there's a reason why I'm asking you this question. Okay? I don't want
Okay.
you to get how do you say? Don't be offended. Okay? But since you've been able to publish the book, and obviously people have purchased the book. Okay? Have you been able to track the outcome or the impact the book has had since people have, people buy, obviously people buy, but have you been able to track the impact? What impact has the book had on the readers?
Um, I track the book by what people come up and tell me that the book meant to them.
Mm-hmm.
The only way you can track the book and how people feel about the book and if it impacted them is your reviews.
Right.
And a lot of people, especially that I get a lot of out of the country sales, they tend not to write a review. So that's the only
Mm-hmm.
way you can track it. But I tracked it by the sales.
Mm-hmm.
People are buying it, and then people are using it, and people are getting something out of it.
Right.
So every 6 weeks, Every 6 weeks, I get a royalty check from my books and it's deposited in my bank account. So a lot of times I have to go through the report that Amazon sends you a report of what books sold, how many sold, your royalty, and things like that. I'll go down the list, but a lot of times I don't because I say it's just an extra, unexpected stream of income.
Mm-hmm.
And
Now,
that's what life is all about, getting streams of income.
right. Now, family, I asked Mama that question for a very, very, and that's a, now this question that I've asked Mama is a very, very important question that most people, only these designers of these systems, they know. Okay? Now, in the digital world, in the digital technology, you can only be, you're only effective when you know the outcome. You understand,
That's
Mama?
right.
You understand?
That's true.
So
Yes, that's
basically,
absolutely.
what am I saying? What I'm saying is this: Mama creates the book, okay, and then she edits the book, or someone else edits the book. Okay, this is a process, right? And then after it's edited, when it's approved for publication, then it goes to publication. Okay, it's published. And then the final today, okay, but I'm going to tell you what's going to happen in the future. Today, a person buys the book, they read the book, but you don't really know how impactful the book is, right, to the person who purchased the book. Right, Mama?
That's correct. That's correct.
Yes. So I'm here to tell you, family, you're going to hear first time right here on Mind Theorist. In the future, these designers, with the assistance of AI, because they've tracked you when you're online, especially for those who love to be on Facebook, telling everybody where they are, where they're having breakfast, where they're having their lunch, who they're hanging out with, where they are on vacation, showing the pictures of their children, right? Those people, Mama, those people would be the perfect consumers for the upcoming world, the new digital world, okay? The new AI, because they've been able, Google made a lot of money way years ago, when they started as a company. Okay? They made a lot of money learning the behaviors of people online. Okay? So most of you may think that AI just came around. AI just didn't come around. AI has been around for quite some time. Okay? Now remember the
A
question.
long time.
Yes. Remember the question that I've asked Mama. All right? Is she been able to track the outcome on those who purchased the book? Okay? And that's the scary part. The scary part is this. In the future, shortly, not many years from now, maybe 2 years or 3 years from now, business owners, merchants will be able to know who's buying the books, know who's reading the books, and they will be able to see the outcome, the impact that the books, right? In this case, we're using books, but many other products. Okay? Let me give you a hint. If you buy a smart battery, you're being tracked. If you buy a smart lamp, you're being tracked. If you buy a smart TV, you're being tracked. Guess what? There are smart cars as well. Okay? All right, family? There are smart cars as well. So in the future, shortly, not too long from now, okay, these merchants, these designers of AI will be able to know a cell from the beginning to the end. All right, family. Do you have anything to say, Mama?
It's absolutely true, because the world is turning into, well, technology is turning into a one world order. So in order to have a one world order, you have to track people.
Yes.
You cannot have a successful one world order without being able to track and document thousands of information about people, their habits, where they go, where they shop. So the one world order that's been in the making for more than 25 years is here now. You know, I know how to turn off on my laptop and my phone. I turn it off Google tracking, because Google will track you.
That's
I
right.
remember a couple of years ago, I went into the strip mall. I was in America, so almost about 3 years ago. I went into a strip mall. In the strip mall, it was Ross, Pizza Hut, the the mailbox center, and the grocery store. So I was sitting in my car, and I said, "Well, I'll do this later." So I drove out of the strip mall. Google told me when they sent me an email, "Thank you for purchasing at Pizza Hut." And I thought, I didn't go to Pizza Hut. I was in the vicinity of Pizza Hut.
Exactly. There you go.
So I went on. I went on YouTube and asked YouTube, "How do I turn off Google's tracking off of my phone?" And I turned it off, and I keep it off because I don't want you tracking me.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Well, Mama, that option is going to be very null and void very soon. So they'll be able to
Oh,
track
sure,
you,
of course, of
whether
course, of course,
whether your phone
of
on or
course. Whether you
off.
say yes or no,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. They probably do it now,
Oh
but
no, no, yeah, they do. They do. Definitely. They do. See, they don't, the thing is, they're not gonna tell you that, they're not gonna what okay, here's another thing, family. When a corporation tells you, "Oh, we value your feedback. Just please give us your feedback."
a survey. Yes.
Yeah, right? Whenever they say that, "We value your feedback." So basically, they don't value your feedback. What they want to
They
know,
value your information.
yeah,
They want your information.
yeah, and not only information, Mama. Not only information. It's not only information. Yeah, they know that there's going to be a percentage of people who will give, who would respond. What they're gauging is the participation level, right?
Oh, okay.
Because what happens in society is this: if you ever heard to say, um, it doesn't matter whether it's good news or bad news, right? Like, what they want is your attention. Okay, in order for a company or business, a corporation, a company, a government to operate, to take precedence, to be defined as a government, a business, or whatever it is, a system. In order for a system to stand, there has to be a way of gauging who's participating or not. Okay, if a king, you know the parable where Baba Mungu was saying, he told his servants, "Go out." Jesus was saying the parable, "Go out and into the subjects and invite them to the party, to the
Yeah,
right,
to the dinner,
to
to the
the
supper.
dinner, exactly, right." So basically, now the servants went. Remember, they went and they invited, and no one showed up. Now the king was upset,
Yeah.
right?
So he said, "Go into the highways and the byways."
Exactly. They went again, no one showed up. The king was still upset, right? Now Isaiah gave a few parables. Now the first parable, no one showed up. Remember?
Yes.
right? And the king was upset because in order for you to be a king, you have to have subjects. There has to be a participation in order for a king to be a king, right?
This is
Baba,
true.
in order for
This is
Baba
true.
Mungu to
Yes.
be our God, we have to be what? His children. He says it, right? So in order for Baba Mungus to be defined as the creator of all things, there has to be what? There has to be a connection. We have to give feedback. This is why people,
Participate.
we have to participate. That's what keeps participation is what keeps a government in order, right? It keeps them in power. If people don't participate, there is no government. Okay? So when a company asks you for a feedback, that is a very, very subtle, subtle way of gauging who is paying attention to us. Are we still in business? Are we still in business? Are we doing what we're supposed to do? Is this program running? Is it working? Are they able to understand what we're providing? Right? You understand what I'm saying? So, Mama, I worked for American Express, and this was my job. I used to go to their clients, their customers, and every week I did a report, which American Express has many financial products. Okay? My job was to be indirectly, but very subtle, okay, because I'm collecting data, very subtle to suggest, right? But first to find out if they are they utilizing American Express products? Very subtle. Are they using American Express financial products systems? Right? That's one. And then to subtly suggest of particular products, okay? And subtly to find out how long they've been using the product. Are they excited about the product? Is the product being effective for them? So a business will do these things very, very subtly. So to find out if you're still participating. Because if you don't participate, they don't have a business. They don't have a business.
So true. So
Okay?
true. So true. So true. So true.
Yeah.
So sorry about that noise. My phone fell over.
That's okay,
But
Mama.
this is but if you think about it, there has to be a way to keep up with the masses, with the people.
Yes.
There, if you're going to start a one world order, you have to be able to document and track people.
That's right. That's right.
So it's starting out as, okay, we're tracking people, but the powers that are still in control, they will turn this into an evil thing that they're going to do, and to not only track the people, but to eliminate the people.
Well, here's the thing, Mama. By the way, when I say I worked with American Express, I worked with American Express as through an advertising agency called what do you call them again? Oh my goodness, I forgot the name. It just escaped my mind. They're the biggest advertising agency in the world. Well, at the time they were. Now I think now they're in second place. Ogilvy and Matters. Ogilvy and Matters. Okay. So through them, I was able to do and work with them. Now, understand, Mama, the system that they have in place, they can't afford it. Like what I just saw, the insight that I just gave you, family, is something that it's not something that they can tell you. They cannot tell you. Okay, there's certain things that your government has in place. They're not going to tell you. Otherwise, they're going to expose themselves. They're going to expose the whole trick, the whole scheme. Okay? It's up to you to discern, oh, this is how things are operated in society. These are the things that are taking place in society. It's up to you to perceive, for you to open your third eye. Ask Baba Mungu to open your third eye. Okay? Okay? And I think this is a perfect way for us to segue into Bantu's assignments, Mama. Okay? Bantu's assignments. This is a perfect way for us to segue into the Bantu assignments.
Yes, I think it's a perfect time, yes.
Okay? Now, family, Mama brought you a solution. Mama provided a solution. And she has many other books. And this is one of the reasons why I want her to be featured. Okay? Because we have a thing as Bantus we have false securities. The enemy has trained our people to have false securities in life. So whenever Baba Mungu sent a prophet, people were not willing to listen to the prophet until it was too late. Okay? This is what Baba Mungu says. My people perish for the lack of what? Knowledge. We are living at a time where the opportunity to, how can I put it the nicest way? The chances for you to redeem yourself is becoming less and less because time is going to ramp up. As if you notice, time is ramping up now, more and more and more. Okay? For the chances for you to come back and redo this life over and over again is becoming slim and slim. We're getting into another reality, a new world, a new consciousness. Some call it Christ consciousness. Isaiah KONGO is what? They say the Bantu's truth. He is the truth. He was the truth from the beginning. He's still the truth. Okay? Baba Mungu's truth, consciousness, is going to be supplanted. It's going to be permanent in this world. So there is a period where those rebellious spirits are going to have to be removed off this planet. They're going to be removed, wiped out. So the opportunity of coming back into this world, very, very slim. Get it right. Okay? Get it right. There are people today who just, listen. Go ahead, Mama.
There are people today that even though they hear the truth, they don't think that the truth belongs to them. They hear it and they don't receive it. Oh, what does that matter to me? A lot of people don't think that we're in the last of the age. They'll say something like, oh, we've been hearing that for hundreds of years. We've been hearing that story for a long time. So they dismiss it. But the Bible says, that's why the Bible says, let him who has an ear, what?
Hear.
Let them who has an eye, what?
See.
So he's telling us you can no longer hear and see through your carnal mind. You have to hear and see in the spiritual realm.
That's right.
Because in the spiritual realm is all truth. That's why Isaiah KONGO is the belt of truth. Because all truth lies with him. All truth lies with the Father. So we're coming to a time in our society where the wheat and the tares are being separated. We are living in a time in our society where prophecy is unfolding before our eyes. We've been waiting for prophecy. We've always knew prophecy was coming, but now here's the prophecy. We're living and we're walking in it. We're seeing the environment. We're seeing the wind change and more catastrophes. We're seeing people die by the thousands a day. We're seeing mass shootings every single day.
Mm-hmm.
Because we are in a time that has never been like it was before.
Mm-hmm.
In the last days there will be. As such as never been before, it says.
Mm-hmm.
So we're in a time where watching news and understand the spiritual message, even in the news reports, even on CNN, you're seeing prophecy being fulfilled. There's a message in everything that's around us, letting us know, letting the Bantu children know the time is short. Get it together. Come under the umbrella of Baba Mungu. Don't get caught out. The Bible says, least you receive the reward of the wicked.
Yeah. 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 Family, your assignment as Bantus is, I'm gonna have a link in the description. Your assignment, especially the sisters, go get the book, read the book, and try to engage. Well, not, and then come back and engage with us. Okay, engage with other sisters, especially in these times. You know, these are crucial times. You know, these are times where we have to be protective of our families, protective of our women. If if our women are protected, our children are not going to be protected. If a woman is not protected, your home is not protected, your kids are not protected. Okay, the school institution is not protected. Everything is not protected, right? Because a masculine energy has to protect the feminine energy. So therefore, they can be balanced. They can be, balanced. Okay, and I've said this before. If anywhere you are, whether you are in school, whether you are in any environment that you are in, if there is no balance of the feminine energy and the masculine energy, if one of those energies is missing, there's disruption. There's no peace. It's not a peaceful environment. Okay? The Africans have always known this. We have always known this. Okay? You want to bring balance into your life, you have to have a woman. The Father says, a man you're not fully a man if you don't have a wife. If that energy if you don't come together with that energy, there is no balance. There is no peace. There is no building. There is no future. Okay? And vice versa. Man or woman, it's the same thing. So for women that want to be lesbians, yeah, guess what? After you're gone, and in our community is funny. We have got lesbians raising our so-called boys to be masculine. It's not possible. She cannot teach a male to be masculine. It's not possible.
Impossible.
Okay?
Like I used to tell my sons, look, I've never been a man, so I don't know what to tell you here.
Yeah.
Go talk to your uncle. Go talk to your father. You know, and this was what's missing in our society. In the Bantu society, the men would gather the young boys and take them out.
Mm-hmm.
Away from the village, away from the women, away from the girls, and give them lessons on manhood.
Yeah.
Which is lost.
Yeah.
It's lost. They took it from us. They took that standard from us.
Yes.
So now boys are reaching out for manhoods by thugs, by gangsters, by pimps, by gangbangers But they need that male affirmation from another male, not from a woman. I can always tell when a man, a young boy or a man, is raised by a woman
Mm-hmm.
because he thinks like a woman, he solves problems like a woman, he gets upset and storms off like a woman. You know, his thoughts are wishy-washy. He can't make a sound decision.
Mm. Mm.
I can tell. I said, you were raised by a single mom? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't put her down because she's doing what a mother cub will do. She's watching over her children. But sometimes it's time for a woman to release that young man into the wisdom of another man,
Mm-hmm.
because it's we need the balance. We need the
Yeah.
balance. That's why it really bothers me to see. And you and I talked about this: two white gay men raising a young black girl
Mm. Yeah.
or a young black boy. It really makes my blood turn, and I get so angry because, this is the fad now. All the white girls, they go over to the black countries and bring a black child home with
Mm-hmm.
them, and all the child needs is love. No, that's not
Yeah.
all the child needs. The
Yeah.
child needs balance. The child needs someone from their culture to teach them about their culture. What can a white woman teach me about my culture?
Mm-hmm.
What can a white woman teach that little black girl about her culture, even doing her hair
Yeah.
or teaching her things that the struggle that a young black girl is going to go through, or a
Mm-hmm.
young black man is going to go through? Absolutely nothing. But it's a fad.
It is.
It's a fad. Oh, look at me, look at me. I'm a good person. I got a black kid.
Yeah. It's a fad that initiates them incorrectly. All right.
Yes, yes.
It initiates them into the wrong energy. So again, the enemy comes to disrupt, destroy, and steal. Right. So
That's what he does. That's what he does.
we family. Let's get with the assignment. Let's get with the assignment. Right. Today, Mama Bantu spoke about what women need to do. Women need to be, which is unfortunate, right? Hear me, look at me. I'm saying women need to be. Who am I to say this? Mama is again the right, appropriate person to say this, right? But I'm gonna add on. I'm adding on. Sisters, get yourself this book. Examine the book, right? Now, I don't want to jump. I don't want to jump to conclusion in finalizing my thoughts, because we've got another thing to do, another topic to cover, which is Bantu thoughts. Okay, Bantu thoughts. But the reason Mama, she was able to even conjure up the idea of writing a book that's going to assist the women. One is because she's a woman. Two, she was around masculine energy. She respects masculine energy. Okay? She knows her role as a woman, right? And she sits in it comfortably as a woman. What you call power. She sits within her power. Okay? A woman that does not want to sit within their femininity, okay, their feminine energy, you cannot be powerful. You won't be able to be powerful. Okay? So if you're contending to have masculine energy to displace your I'm gonna put it this way, family. Baba Mungu says a man has to leave his father's home to be with a woman so that he can become one. What Baba Mungu is saying is that a man is not going to fully fulfill his role as a man if he does not know his feminine side. A man, in order for a man to fulfill, to be whole as a man, he has to understand the feminine side. This is why he becomes one with a woman. Then the woman, the same thing with the woman. She also, a feminine, when she sits within her femininity, she eventually has to become, when she becomes one with her man, she's going to pick up on her masculine side. Then she will be whole. Right? Now, if a woman just relies on, and they just rely on their feminine side, there's going to be an imbalance. She won't be as practical. Okay? One reason why Mama is very practical is because her father, right? Being around her father, she was able to find her masculine side as well. So her brain is starting to work on both sides. Okay? She's able to fulfill her role as a feminine with confidence. So, like Mama said, she can always tell when a boy was raised by a woman. I too can tell when a woman was raised by her father. I can tell. And I can tell when a woman was raised by a single mother as well. Okay? There is an imbalance. There is an imbalance. So family, the assignment is, it may be simple. Get yourself this book. I want to put a link in the description. By noontime, we should have those books. Not only her book that we are currently reading from right now, all of her books. Okay, she has 6 books, and you'll be able to, go ahead. If you purchase all 6 books, then you'll be able to come and make comments and participate as we go along. Okay, Mama? Any thoughts, Mama?
That's good. That's good. And I just wanted to put a little footnote on, I can tell when a woman raises a young man. Mm-hmm. And my husband pointed this out to me. He said, if I was a young man and my mother made everything so comfortable for me at all times, she cooks his food, she washes his clothes, she let him play video games all day long, she doesn't force him to stand up in his manhood, then she's ruining that boy. And that's why I said I always can tell, when a woman refuses to let her son go into his manhood, because he's starting to go into his manhood just because his voice is changing, his voice is getting heavier. He's starting to make decisions as a man. Let him make the decisions as a man. But we as women, we tend to coddle that boy, even though he's 30, 40, 50 years old. We're still coddling him. Mm. And my husband told me one time, he said, no way in the world that man should be still living in his mama's basement, and he's 50 years old. Mm. Because she never allowed him to get around that male energy so that he can be who he was born to be, a male. A man provides and protects. Mm-hmm. But he's downstairs in his mother's basement because that's where the comfort is, and he has not acquired the male strength to go out into the world, so he runs back to mama. So it's not putting mama down, but we as moms, that's what we will do. We will take care of our children until we leave the earth, if that's what needs be. But we need that balance in our homes, and that's what the colonized society, the Western society, has taken away from us. I'm a woman. I could bring home the bacon, fry it up in a pan, yada yada yada. Well, we're out of sorts, and they were teaching us that was normal. It was not normal. I enjoy being a woman. I enjoy being a girl. I
Mm-hmm.
enjoy being a wife because the wife has a power. The women of the earth have a powerful assignment alongside of her man.
Mm-hmm.
Their assignments are equally powerful.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So that was the little footnote of not putting moms down for raising those children by herself. But you know what? When that boy gets to be a man, he has to go out into the world to be the man.
Mm-hmm.
So he
Yeah.
can learn from other men how to be a man, how to make decisions like a man, how to speak like a man, how to stand up as a man, how to protect like a man. Because mama can't always protect him throughout his adult years. She cannot.
Yeah.
So and I've seen it with my friends, my female friends. Then before you know it, he takes his manhood out on mama's house. He's
Mm.
telling mama what to do, when to get up, when to sit down, when to get up, because he's a man. He should be doing that over there in his own place, in his own house, with his own wife, not at mama's house. You can't run mama's house. You got to go over there and run your
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
Yeah.
And that was lacking in our society, that men, they don't know how. No one taught them how to be a man. Oh, the wrong person taught them how to be a man. So what did it do? Stand out on the corners. I used to be out on the streets in the worst neighborhoods. I tell you that much. In the blood neighborhoods, in the Crip neighborhoods, and anybody knows about gangs, that you know what those neighborhoods are about. So I would go out there to talk with them, just to see where they were at, why aren't they in school, so forth and so on. So I asked one. I said, when I come back here, I said, how much is 7 times 8? Who can answer that?
Mm.
Okay, so maybe that one's hard. How much is 4 times 3?
Mm.
Nobody answered. Okay, how much is if I have 3 and I wanted to divide 3 by 6? What would be the answer? Nobody answered. Okay, when I come back,
Mm.
how many people here have their high school diploma? How many people here has a GED?
Mm.
Nobody answered. Nobody answered. Okay, when I come back down here, I want you to know these answers that I gave you, and I want you, all of you standing on this corner, to go find a GED class.
Mm.
Because my conversation with them was, why aren't you working? Because I want to make $10 an hour. I want to make $15 an hour. I'm not working at no McDonald's. But you have to think about what you're saying. You want to work at a good job, but you don't know how much 6 times 7 is.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know how much 3 divided into 6 is. You can't get a good job without the basic education.
Mm-hmm.
So when I go back a couple of weeks ago, they would show me, look, I'm in the local high school. They have a GED class. This one says I'm going to the city college GED class. Now
Mm.
you're becoming a man. I said, because as long as you stand on this corner,
Mm-hmm.
declaring that you're a man, and you can't take a man's position in society, you're not a man, you're a boy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Simple as that. Simple as that, because there's no one teaching our men, our young boys, how to be men.
Yeah.
So we're imbalanced. Society's imbalanced,
Yeah.
not any fault of their own.
Of course. Of course. But you see how they responded, though, Mama, right? Because you were calling their,
Yeah.
then you calling out their nature. You were calling out their
Mm,
masculine energy. They respond to that,
mm,
right? That
mm.
that's why they responded.
Ah,
Okay.
ah.
So if you call out a boy, he's gonna come out as a boy. He will do what boys do. And the same thing with a woman. You call out the women, the feminine side, they will come out. Okay. So yes,
Powerful.
but the enemy is very,
Powerful.
very calculating, right? They're not going to
Mm-hmm.
our children's school teaching them about homosexuality for nothing. They're doing it on purpose to
Yeah.
confuse
Yeah.
They are what's already the code that's already in them. The code is when you come out in
Mm-hmm.
this world and you are male, you're supposed to function a certain way. And the code is
Yeah.
for women, when you come out into this world, you're gonna function a certain way. Okay?
That's true.
How do we know? Look to nature. Nature is gonna give you an example. All right? You look,
Yes, absolutely.
you see how the
Absolutely.
animal are operating, how they congregate. You don't see
Yes.
crocodiles hanging
Yeah.
around with birds.
That's
Okay?
right. That's right.
All right, crocodiles don't go
Unless he's
hang out.
hungry. Unless
Yeah,
he's hungry. Unless he's
yes,
hungry.
yes. But even that is pretty defined. It's clear. If you observe, you will notice,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So,
Yes, absolutely. So we're getting back. He's bringing his children back to where we started.
mhm,
Um, and he says, the Bible says that wisdom is a principal thing, therefore get wisdom. But in all you're getting, get what?
mhm.
Understanding.
Understanding. Yes, yes, yes.
Understanding. So he's bringing us to a place of understanding,
Mhm,
understanding why when you turn the key to the car, the
mhm.
engine ribs up. If,
Yeah.
if we don't understand certain things, we will never get ahead. We have to understand. We have
Mhm,
the wisdom, but we're destroyed for lack of knowledge,
mhm,
lack of understanding why.
mhm. Yes, yes. Because there's this order. That's why.
It's an order. It's a divine order
Mhm,
that's lacking on this earth.
mhm,
And the Most High is bringing the earth.
mhm,
That means the whole earth, the
mhm.
elements, sun, moon, stars, wind, everything is coming back in alignment to his perfect order.
Yeah,
And you do not want to be caught on the outside of his perfect order.
that's right.
You want to come into alignment as our existence on this earth. There's an order to the Bantu and to our human existence. There's an order to the elements. There's an order to fire, water, the earth. Everything is coming back to its order. They
Mhm.
say, oh, global warming, global warming. I say to myself, no, that's Baba Mungu bringing the earth back to order.
Yeah, yeah. They want to confuse you. They love to confuse the Bantu.
They want to keep, yes, they want to keep you confused, doubting.
Hmm. Yeah. So family, we would like it's a perfect segue for us to get into the Bantu thoughts. Um, I actually reserved this section for those of you who eventually, I know some of you are just watching the content perhaps for the first time. Some of you are have been watching the Narrowcast. This is a perfect time, family, for you to um, make it make it your business. If you found this content valuable, okay, if this Narrowcast has been valuable to you, or if you think it's going to be valuable to for someone else, please, I ask that you go ahead and you go ahead and subscribe. Okay, subscribe to the Narrowcast, and then also you go ahead and you should also go ahead and click the like button. Okay, click the like button so that the algorithm will go ahead and make our content available to everyone else that you may know, everyone else that you would like to discover the content. In addition, I would like for you to comment on the topics, engage with us, go and purchase the book, Mama Bantu's book, read the book. If you are a female, we would really, really would like for you to purchase her books. I'm going to put a link in the description. Before noon today, you'll get a list of all of her books. So you can go ahead and make yourself and purchase the books. Okay. Last but not least, make it your business to share with others, right? Right. In order for us to be a community, we've got to be able to share information. And if this information has been valuable to you, pass it on. Pass it on to someone else. I'm pretty sure they'll find it useful as well. Okay? So that is just the Bantu's thoughts, family. If you have anything that you would like to tell us, or if you want to reach out to Mama Bantu, and you have questions, you can go ahead. There's an email in the description. You go ahead, reach out to her via email, and I'm pretty sure she will respond and appreciate your connection. Okay, family.
Very much so. Very much so.
Yes. You want to add anything, Mama?
No, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. So let's have your closing thoughts, Mama. Let's have our closing thoughts.
Okay, my closing thoughts is we are coming together as his children, as the Bantus. It is happening while we sleep and while we're awake. There's more people than you know that are waking up and coming to the realization of who they are and who they belong to. So we are in an exciting time on this earth. This is an exciting time because we are going to not only see the change, but we will touch it, experience it, know it, understand it. So we'll stick with today's scripture, which is wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. But in all you're getting, get understanding. And if you desire understanding, he will give you understanding. He said, if any man lacks wisdom, let him ask of the Most High, Baba Mungu. So if you lack it, you can ask for it. He's not going to give you a rock when you're asking for wisdom and understanding. And this is the time on this earth where the angels is pouring wisdom out on the earth, pouring understanding out on the earth. So it's available if you desire it. If you're going to walk through this earth with blinders on, with earplugs in your ears, then guess what's going to happen? You're going to fall off the cliff because you're pretty close to the cliff right now.
Yeah. That's right, Mama. That's right. Wow. Yeah, family. That's pretty much it. Mama is right. I'm going to emphasize again. Let us all operate within the Spirit. The way for us to glorify the Father, the way for us to worship the Father is through our actions, our day-to-day actions. Okay, this is how we worship the Father, your day-to-day actions. If you are in error, ask for forgiveness. If you lack wisdom, pray for wisdom. If you are in need of shelter or food, whatever you're in need of, humbly ask, call out to your ancestors to assist you. Okay, call out to the ancestors to guide you. Okay, cry out to your ancestors, and the ancestors will cry out to the Father. Okay, there is an order here.
Yes, yes. There's an order, and the ancestors are not dead.
Ancestors definitely not dead. They are definitely not dead. Definitely not dead. All right. Don't believe us. Ask the Father to get to for the assistance of the ancestors.
Yes.
Okay. Ask the Father for the assistance of the ancestors. Ask the Father to remove anything that hinders you. Okay. Um, so that's pretty much it, Mama. I want to close out with a prayer. Do you wanna?
Yes, please.
You have anything to say?
I'll let you pray.
Okay.
No, that was beautiful, a beautiful ending. We're all
Yeah.
coming together, and he said that you will know them by the love
Mm-hmm.
that they have one for another. So love is an action word. You
Mm-hmm.
can't, Silverback, you can't tell me that you love me and there's
Mm-hmm.
no action behind your love.
Exactly. Exactly. They're
So we want him to know us by the love that we have one for another.
yeah. Yes. Yeah. To to um to edify the Father is we have to love one another. Uh,
That's it.
and
That's the key.
that's just the only way. It's like we can disagree. Uh, we can be disunified. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
we can hate one another. We can keep away from one another. If there, all those practices. If you're not in the presence of the Father, okay, one who's in the present of the Father is cognizant of the orders of Baba Mungu, right?
Yes,
So
that's right.
if you're quote unquote spiritual or religious, if you're truly even in your lower state, okay, if you are in a delusion, whatever it is, but if you are in the presence of the Father, you would know His orders, His commandments. And if you don't know them, it means you're truly deceived, truly under a delusion. Okay? So what I'm saying is this: the enemy cannot get a grip of you. He can trick you, deceive you, but you still have free will. Okay? But if you are humble and you say, Father, help me to make the right decisions or to be in accordance to your laws and commandments, your precepts, right? If you ask for it, the Father will make it possible. But if you're
You will grant
wicked,
it.
yeah. But if you are a wicked individual, you won't even be able to ask for forgiveness.
Mm.
Okay, because the delusion will be so deep for you that you won't be able to ask for forgiveness, to ask for deliverance.
Mm.
That's what you
Mm.
call a deep delusion. When you are a
Mm.
rebellious spirit, there is no way for you to even ask. Okay? There are people
It's so true.
you understand what I'm saying, Mama? There are people who are rebellious, right? They know the good they're supposed to do and they don't. That's a whole different agenda. But there are spirits like demons. Demons are not redeemable. You understand? The
Yes.
demons are already wired. It's been severed. That means the connection with the Father has been severed a long time ago, before we got here. Their
Mm.
connection with the Father was severed. These were angels who knew the good of the Father. So there's no redeeming. They don't have a way of them being redeemed. There is no saving. Okay, that's a demon. But there are people who align themselves, who have the same heart as those demons, where they are so wicked. They can smile at you, they can be nice, but they are pure wicked, and they're here on earth to deceive Tatanzambi's children.
Yes. And they've been given over to a reprobate mind.
Yes. Okay.
Given over to a reprobate mind. Powerful, powerful closing statement. I would like to close with 1 John number 4, verse 4, if you don't mind.
Go ahead, Mama. You good.
1 John 4, NIV. We love because he first loved us.
That's right.
If anyone says he loves Baba Mungu, the Most High, yet hates his brother, he's a liar.
That's right.
This is for anyone who does not love his brother, whom he has seen, cannot love the Most High, Baba Mungu.
Exactly.
Whom he has not seen. And he has given us this command. Whosoever loves Baba Mungu must love his brother.
That's right. That's right. That's how you worship the Father. You see that, Mama?
That's how you worship the
That's
Father.
That's how you worship the Father. This is how you connect with the Father. This is how you edify the Father. This is how you glorify the Father. Right?
How you glorify him.
Yeah.
Yes, Ngeta.
Yeah.
Ngeta.
Okay.
Great Narrowcast today, son. Great Narrowcast. Thank you for coming to Kenya to visit me.
Yes. Let me close out with a prayer, family. Let me close out with a prayer.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Let's close out with a prayer. Okay, family. Thank you, Baba Mungu. Thank you for allowing Mama, Bantu, and myself to stand before your mighty throne, before our ancestors, before your mighty council, before the 24 elders, before the 7 spirits, before the 4 living beasts, before Pinanza, before Isaiah KONGO, before Mama Bumbaloa, before all the elevated ancestors, before all the witnesses in Zulu. May they all praise you, Baba Mungu, forever and ever. May this message, this information that is put out by Mama Bantu, may it be impactful for our women. May they guard themselves, guard their families, guard our families, our men, our women, our children. Guard us with your principles that binds us, that unifies us, that empowers us. Allow us not to fall into the deception of the enemy, but allow us to have strength, Tatanzambi, to overthrow any wicked system that desires to subdue us. Give us power, Baba Mungu. Display your power as we gather. Display your power in the school systems. Display your power in the judicial systems. Display your power in these governments. Remove all wicked entities. May they be under the foot of the Bantu. And may your glory, Tatanzambi, shine on the continent of Africa. Raise up your mighty warriors. Raise up the intellectuals. Raise up the kings, the queens. Raise up your people, Baba Mungu. Give them the strength, the courage, and the words to rebuke all rebellious spirits. I say this before your council and before all the Bantus on earth. May they all say, Ingeta, Ingeta, Ingeta. Thank you, Mama. Thank you, family. Until next time.
Beautiful day. Until next time, family. Until next time, family.
Until next time. Bye-bye for now.